Hi folks, Pete Yetton again, Managing Director of Remarkable Law Consultancy Limited, HE, FE and Education Specialists and Lawyers. So I wanted to post something last week. They're going to be a regular sort of vlogs now every week. This week I want to just touch on something and that's really demystifying and how we operate as a compliance model within your institution and how the university or your college or school or institution reacts with compliance. So I think the first thing is that we need to demystify the compliance unit, okay? And it's unfortunate that the word compliance sits there because compliance normally, some people just don't like the word compliance to be compliant, right? So they're obviously out there with their bike and they don't want to have any rules. However, we are where we are. We live in a fair democratic society, and unfortunately, fortunately, we're governed by rules, and a lot of them are pretty fair. So if you look at where we are with the UKVI, they've obviously got 4 books that we all have to adhere to. One of them is quite heavy with the sanctions that can happen if you get everything wrong. But the idea really behind that, and we can't really ignore it, is that they want this, the UKVI and the Home Office want the same thing as we do. We want a safe, engaged, focused student coming through and having a really good journey to the end. It's not worth our while, and it's not worth resources and issues or the students if we're bringing students in not really caring about the support piece, late interventions because they're just having a bad experience, and it's costing you a lot of time and energy within your institution in order to try and fix some of the issues. So, I mean, for 13 years now, I think it is, and it hasn't been a strain. It's been a pleasure doing this. I've reframed this compliance risk management into a collaborative duty of care. And changing some of that mindset means that we just have to think a little bit beyond this is a need to do thing and it's a natural thing that we do. So if you look at attendance and all the issues with attendance, and some people like to call it monitoring, it's actually engagement. It's academic engagement. And that's what we should be doing. We really care about getting the student from A to Z as a part of their journey. And that's the value piece that we love. And that's our why and our drive and our passion, is to be a part of someone else's journey and to do it safely. So when we are part of that piece and we are really caring about the next stage, it means that we're going beyond our own processes and we're making sure that the next process that takes over that student is there and there's a hand-holding exercise. So the important thing really as well is from a compliance unit is to really try and immerse that unit across your student journey so there's some positive influence. And I would say that it's really massively important that we all get far more aware of our current affairs in the world, of our geopolitics, and what is actually happening in order to drive our markets. Because if there's a new course that's going to be created or a partnership that's going to be created, I would expect, and this is what I advise in all my contracts, for compliance to have influence somewhere and just to be sitting, looking at, reading the documentation or in a meeting, just say either, actually, yeah, that's a really good market. It will work within the confines of an international student permissible activity. And also, there are no visa restrictions and the country is in quite a safe zone at the moment. So that's that influence where we're really helping shape the institution and the strategy of where we need to go to without things hitting us in the 11th hour of a holy hellfire moment of things are not working correctly. So that's a big, massive piece of work which I've been doing for years and years and years now, which is really focusing on the individual students and then putting it back onto the professional support teams and recruitment and admissions and everyone else to say, if your family member is going abroad somewhere, would you want that institution to make sure that they're checking on them and they're okay from a well-being point of view and from a duty of care point of view? And that's exactly what we're doing. So that's really how you reframe some of this compliance and you demystify it a wee bit. So it's not this sort of Damocles, you can't do X. It's knowing what the law is and knowing what you can do and filling that void with things that you can do, which is really important. So that's my thought of the week, really, is just about that topic. If you want any more information, please do contact me at pete@remarkablelawconsultancy.com. My website is remarkablelawconsultancy.com, nice and simple. And we can have a chat. As I say, it's just about hands across the ocean and demystifying some of that risk into a collaborative duty of care. That's great. Have a good week. Awesome. See you next week.